I get okay. On the same film history for September 15th. September 15th, 1894 is the birth of Jean Renoir, French film director. He died in 1979 at the age of 84. A very influential director, especially on those French directors, especially on French New Wave. 2002, I think, Sight and Sound had their poll for critics, the greatest directors of all time. He was named number 4. Started out in the silent era, as you kind of had to when you were born in 1894, unless you started late. Director of films that I've talked about, like The Rules of the Game and The Grand Illusion, Jean Renoir. 1907 is the birth of Wray. She was born in Alberta. That's in Canada. We will claim her as our own. She died in 2004 at the age of 96. She made a couple of movies with Marion C. Cooper, you might have heard of, Most Dangerous Game and King Kong. She also made a couple of movies with Michael Curtiz, Dr. X, and Mystery of the Wax Museum. Those are the only horror movies that he made, both starring Wray. 1916, speaking of, well, not necessarily horror, birth of Margaret Lockwood. She was born in British India because colonialism. She died in 1990 at the age of 73. She made her on-stage debut at the age of 12, and then she went to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. Film debut was in 1934, so I think that math means that she was 18. She starred or was featured in several films directed by director Carol Reed, Third Man. She was in Bank Holiday, 1938, which kind of launched her to stardom. And in the same year, she's in The Lady Vanishes, Hitchcock film. She had a BAFTA nomination for Cast a Dark Shadow. Margaret Lockwood. 1946, we got 2 births. 1946, September 15th. First is Oliver Stone, born in New York. Went to Vietnam as a young man. Definitely affected him. He started first in his career just writing screenplays, wrote things like Midnight Express and Scarface, and then started directing his own films, things like Platoon, Wall Street, Born on the 4th of July, JFK, Nixon, a lot of political messaging in there. Interesting guy. I'm not afraid to entertain some conspiracy theories sometimes, but whatever. Greed is good. And then on that same day, as I said, born in Texas, Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones went to Harvard. While he was in Harvard, I went to Harvard, by the way, because he was a football player, star football player. He was roommates with Al Gore. Didn't get a lot of big success until a lot later in his career, right? Until the 90s. Early on, though, he's Loretta Lynn's husband, coal miner's daughter. And then he's in JFK, which is directed by Oliver Stone. Also The Fugitive, Men in Black, Natural Born Killers. There's another Oliver Stone film. No Country for Old Men. He will not sanction your buffoonery. Is that what he says? Anyways, lastly, 2007 is the death of Harry Dean Stanton, born in 1926. He was 91 years old, actor, also musician, singer, Harry Dean Stanton. One of those people that maybe a lot of people will be like, who? And then they see him and be like, oh yeah, that guy. Because he's in a lot of things and he's always good. He's always good. He served in the Navy in World War II. He is in things like Cool Hand, Luke. That's a cool hand. Two-Lane Blacktop. What's the Matter with Helen? Talked about that a bit in my camp series. He's also in Pat Garrett, Billy the Kid. He's in Alien. He's in The Godfather, Deuce. Escape from New York, Repo Man. If you've gone to the theater in the last, 2 or 3 years, and they play that big long thing before the movies of the movies are awesome, and it always ends with that Repo Man clip. So, you've seen Harry Dean Stanton. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and more.